there has been a conversation that our American friends have begun. It's talk about talks. There is no negotiated settlement. We know, our assessment is certainly that Putin has showed no desire to negotiate other than to see a capitulation from our Ukrainian friends, which is something we cannot tolerate. And neither can our American friends tolerate that, because it would send a message to others, let's say Maduro, that, yeah, invade Venezuela. To China, have your imperial ambitions. And so we have to stand up to Putin. We know that. The truth is, in that negotiation, the question is on what terms, one, and two, what are the security guarantees that ensure that Putin does not come back for more so that we have an enduring peace? And what we know, and it's a bitter pill, was that Minsk didn't work. He breached the OSCE monitoring exercise 20 times. It didn't work. So something's got to be in its place this time that works, and that's why we believe an irreversible pathway to NATO is important to keep on the table. It was an American diplomat, George Kennan, who wrote a long telegram back to the United States that begun the foreign policy of containment of Russia. And in crafting that policy, which was a shared policy, we understood two things. We understood, and sadly Putin is indicative of this, there is a Tsarist tradition that he's leaning into, Peter the Great, Nicholas I, the worst of that period, imperial in its ambitions, and there is a Soviet tradition. Let's remember he's a KGB agent, he's a man of deception, and in negotiating with him, we have to understand that and relate to that. And of course, what we know is it's usually war that stops that ambition. To the south, the Crimean War. To the east, the Russian war with Japan. And to the west, the Cold War. And we should be deadly serious about those imperial ambitions. And I said in the House of Commons, as someone whose ancestors faced down imperialism, that we have to be real about that threat, which is why Radek is right, and our American friends are right, and they've been right since Roosevelt, about European spending. And despite all that we have done, and it's now the case in Europe that we are spending 53% of the money on military effort is coming from Europe, 60% of the humanitarian aid is coming from Europe, but we will need to do more, because combined across our GDP, it's about 0.1%. We can do better and must do better over this next period if we are to face down Putin. And that's the basis on which we go into negotiations, understanding the sharp lens of history.